Hey guys, this will be our second and probably final advisory committee meeting of this school year, and so I'm going to try to keep it to 5 minutes if I possibly can. Thank you guys for serving on the committee. Some fun, exciting things. I'll show you guys kind of the state of the class address, and then there's, as usual, like maybe 2 questions at the end, and then that should do it. So we've started trying to do some football work at the end of each school year, because we're at our weakest at the beginning of next school year. There's 2 level 1 classes and some rusty level 2 kids to start next year. So while we're doing well, we try to do some football stuff. So here's a version of a football schedule for next year. We have a spring game coming up soon, and we'll probably do some in advance, game day, things like that. Auburn wins. Go ahead and do them now. They do also schedules for, all kinds of things. This one's for track. We run the Instagram account for baseball and other sports, and they've got this cool little vintage vibe going on where they try to keep them cohesive. And here's one where it just shows kind of all the Instagram stuff, kind of a compilation of the things they've got going on, where each one is sort of standalone and sort of blends in with the rest at the same time. And then they'll do some kind of space agey new modernized versions too, and if we use these, it'll be on the athletic department account so that they can keep the baseball account with a vintage theme. And so we'll do stuff for other sports too. The boys and girls basketball teams both did well. Girls made it to the Final Four, boys made it to the Elite Eight, and very close to the Final Four. We'll do things for the lacrosse team. Every now and then we'll get specific requests from the coaches, like this guy, he broke a record or 2 for football, and we just got the request recently. So let's see here, more basketball, more lacrosse, more track stuff. And so the kids, they kind of get somewhat of a holistic experience. We'll get students up in here in front of our little makeshift green screen, white screen, and then they will convert it into the edit. And not each student does the photography, but at least they're somewhat aware of the process. And do we only do sports things? No, we do not only do sports things. So this student did just a personal passion project. Just no one asked her to do it. We've gotten asked by the police officers long story short, the police officers have apprehended a car from a drug dealer, and they are converting it to a dare car, which is kind of funny and ironic. And so they asked our class if they would design it. And so one particular guy, he's given them versions, and he's working with them, and they're honest. And if they don't love something, they're not pretending that they do. And so that's still forthcoming, the final design for that. But he gave them some options, and they told him there's certain things that it's mandated to have, like it has to have call 911 on it, and it has to say Auburn Police and things like that. So anyway, we'll see how it goes and what he lands with. We try to do a quick initiative for the school teacher. We're such a big school, probably you know this, but if you don't, if you count our 9th grade, we're the biggest school in the state of Alabama now. And so we did a lot of photos of a lot of teachers, and printed them out like big posters and put them in the foyer of the main academic building. So if anybody comes in, they're going to see, these friendly faces from Auburn High School, the teachers kind of greeting them. And so there's that. Sometimes just club meetings, the Fellowship of Christian Students meeting today. We'll get neat requests too. There's a pastor, a young pastor of a old church in Montgomery. And if they have social media, is basically nothing to speak of, and he kind of wants to just give it, a little bit of a brand and a social media presence, just to raise awareness in the community and things like that they exist. And so he asked a student to make the logo, and again, she's working with a client, and he worked with her, and it went back and forth a couple of times until it was what he wanted it to be. The same student, her dad's actually writing a book, and so she's working with him back and forth to get a book cover, and she's giving him different alt versions and things like that. And the show choir, they have all kinds of stuff going on, and so we'll design stuff. We don't run their social media account, but some of the students do things and send it to the point person who does the theatrical playbill. A student designed that. There was another version also that was really, really good that wasn't what they were looking for. One student's been doing a lot of logos and things like that for the university, small niche entities. It turns out at the university there are a lot of little small niche entities there, and so she's been working on a lot of different things for them. But as always, it's a client that works with. So another teacher has a daughter who's turning 5. And she's having a Waffle House themed birthday, which I think is awesome. And so she asked if one of the students could make an invitation. And another student came up with the little pun, hey, join us for a 5-star party. And so, I mean, the student who designed this, has she done things that look a lot better than this? Absolutely. Lots of things that look better than this. But I mean, if you're going for Waffle House vibes, I mean, this, it meets the criteria. And so sometimes the students will do things beneath themselves because it fits the brand that they're going for, which I think is a good experience for them. So let's see. This was hand drawn, just to show we do other things other than just sports and theatrical things. A student hand drew this with her fingers. There was nothing on this page but white. And then she just used her hands and hand drew all these little details. I mean, good grief. What did I teach this student how to do? Nothing. Not really. I mean, I showed her how to open the program. So I can take a little credit, but no, this student, I think she traced it / drew some, but anyway, cool, impressive stuff. And again, I didn't help her with this. I don't know how. Another hand drawing. This student didn't even use our program, but it makes me look good, so I'm going to show it. I taught her nothing. We have some exciting guest speakers coming up. Jaron Myers is he's a social media sensation. Actually, you've seen him. You may not know you've seen him, but you've seen him. And he is not a graphic designer, but he's good at graphic design. It's a skill set that he has, and he utilizes it for his own stuff. And so he does hire some designers, but he also does some himself and saves himself some money and cranks it out. And so I like him to get that vantage point. Like, you don't have to major in graphic design. If you just get the skill set, you could use it in other ways for your other things. We're hoping to get Scott Peak from Standard Deluxe. We've reached out to him, and we've reached out to Mike Jones, and we just haven't confirmed a date with him. But he runs the Creative South franchise conference in Columbus. And so anyway, we're looking forward to, it looks like we're likely to get some college students to come to kind of show the things that they do. The questions are, if you know of any other guest speaker, we could always use a guest speaker all the time. For various things. If you have any particular projects, they love working on real projects that you know of, for a local magazine or whatever. And then if you would like a t-shirt, if you'd let me know your shirt size, that would be great. Thank you as always for your time, and hope you guys have a great spring.